Are you celebrating the announcement?
Am I celebrating? No, I'm not. I'm not celebrating, but there are worse things in life. Well, you know how corporate radio is, and we'll just leave it at that. Mutual decision, as I said this morning, and in the way corporate radio has been, usually the older you get, the less you have chance. But I give them credit. They're giving me 2 years with benefits of, part-time. I mean, so many people, hell, Lenny's got like 83 weeks of vacation, so I'll be working full-time for him, babe, probably.
Stoney, I was going to say, I swear, I listen to 97.1 in the afternoon a lot, like if I just have to go out and run an errand, and I'll pop Valenti on, and he's off a lot. I mean, for real.
He does a lot. It's because he works so hard on he does those podcasts and things like that. He works his ass off. I don't think obviously we're exaggerating, but yeah, if you can get it, get it.
No, it just seems like it's always Rico and someone who sounds like Mike Valenti, but it's not Mike Valenti. Who is that? Who is it that sounds like him?
Yeah. Well, look, the bottom line is, no matter what, as I'm going to be 65 in December, and you, Drew, you know better than anybody else. Get up at 4:15, 4:30 in the morning for, it was longer for you, but for 13 years for me, it grinds your ass. I mean, it's almost like enough is enough.
Yeah, Stoney, I don't know how you went from afternoons to mornings. Now, I went from mornings to afternoons, and that seemed so much more logical. That must have been a shock to your system?
Yeah, it was. And I think I only overslept once, and I got used to it. I believe that one of God's greatest inventions is a nap. So I would take 2 or 3 hours pretty much every day.
Oh, okay.
What I'm going to miss, what I'm looking forward to, is just the stuff I miss. I mean, I can't tell you, not that the shows are great anymore, but I can't tell you how excited I am to sit down in March and watch Kimmel or Colbert live. I mean, I don't know what that's like. I mean, and I went to bed later than most people because I still have this ridiculous feeling of, caring about sports. So I'll, watch the NBA Finals till midnight and get up at 4:15,
I know the feeling.
But, yeah.
No, it's really,
that's always,
it's so confining.
The benefit of the fact that the benefit of all the Detroit teams sucking is you have to stay up and care about the West Coast games, as opposed to when the Wings were good and doing the morning show and they're playing San Jose till 1:30 in the fucking morning. It was, I could curse something.
That was so insane. I woke up once. I was recording the Red Wings in the playoffs because I'm like, I'm not staying up till 11:15 or whenever they end. So I'm recording the Wings and I'm up at like 3 o'clock to give me enough time to watch the third period or maybe halfway through the second period, and it was one of those double or triple overtime games, and I'm like, what? Another overtime? It's like 4:30. I got to go to work, and so I just rushed to see the goal and then took off for work. But it's just terribly confining, and it's exhausting. I don't know how anyone can ever feel rested when you're doing morning drive. I'm sure your family will be very happy.
Yeah, I mean the kids are grown up a little bit, so kind of wish I did it when they were more in their formative years, but and they'll be able to go away a little bit more.
Well, but they can blame you when things go wrong in their life because you were doing morning drive radio and you weren't available.
Exactly, I wasn't there.
So that's good.
When they had to practice, and when they had their practices at 5 o'clock in the afternoon for things like that, I couldn't be there because I was with Wojo in the afternoon. So I'm a shit dad.
Stoney, can you explain something to me? You played sports as a kid, right?
Not at your level or even at high school. I just I did PA for football and basketball. But yes.
But okay, why do parents go to practice? I don't understand that.
I don't know. There are a lot of things that parents do today that I just can't figure out what the hell. I mean, I think my mom went to maybe, 1 or 2 PTO meetings and like a parent conference. Now, parents like my wife and my kids were in elementary. People must have thought my wife was a teacher. She was at school all the time. It's ridiculous. But yeah, you're right.
No,
and they have way too much control.
No parents went to practice when I was a kid. You had a coach, and the coach kept track of you during practice. What would your parents do? They would just watch you practice? It just seems boring.
That's what school was for, to get rid of your kids.
I wouldn't want my parents to go to practice. I'd feel like it was too boring and not a good use of their time. But now...
no, I mean, you just wanted to get picked up and go to Dairy Queen afterwards.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, yeah, so you know what? You're the number one story on the Detroit News. I just checked, so that's good. People care. People are reading the story.
It's nice to care. Yeah.
It's nice to have the number one story.
It's very flattering, absolutely.
And the picture shows
doubt
you.
about it.
What's that headline say? Stoney will leave 97.1's morning show after the Super Bowl, and you're smiling like, I'm so glad to be out of here. That's that smiling picture.
Yeah, well, I just hope, as I said this morning, I think, part of the reason they want to announce it now is because I'm on vacation next week, so they didn't want it to get, they said, you deserve your whatever moment, so let's not do it when the Lions in Michigan start, because it'll get buried, because everybody obviously cares more about the Lions in Michigan than Stoney. And so I agree with that. But in Philly, the morning guy, WIP, and now he was there longer than me, and he was more of an institution than I can even claim to be. He's probably like the Drew Lane of Philly, but only did sports. Angelo Cataldi. He announced he was going to retire after the last Eagles game last year. Well, they go win the freaking Super Bowl. So hopefully this trend can somehow continue.
No, Stoney, I love that. So your last show is the day after the Super Bowl?
I think I'm going to be that week.
That week,
because
that's one of my favorite shows. The day after the Super Bowl is such a fun show to do. There's so much to talk about.
Oh yeah, we can talk about all the whoever the boy bands are going to play at halftime. If that rumor is true, who the hell knows?
Yeah, the commercials, and of course every play of the game matters. It's just, and everyone's watching, so it's a very communal kind of a show to do. So I thought that was a great choice, and plus I do love this Lions team. Stoney, are we getting overexcited about the Lions, or do you think the hype is fair?
I think it's fair. I think what's weird to me, I think the hype is more nationally, although it's cooling down a little bit. It's all of a sudden people got to see Jordan Love and say, the Packers might be really good. This kid maybe, and who the hell knows? I think they, legitimately are the best team in the division, but it's, it is close. It's not, a runaway. Obviously health is very important in this sport. But if they can keep Goff healthy and defense gets better, which I think it will, they should be pretty damn good. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the opener, which means the second game against Seattle is going to be tougher. But they got some breaks because Chris Jones, Kansas City's best defensive lineman, says he ain't playing till week 8, whether we believe him or not. I don't think he'll be ready for week 1, but you never know. And Jackson Smith and Jigba got hurt, so he's out for Seattle, probably, not definitely. And they have 3 good receivers, so that'll be down to 2. So I don't know, maybe the curse will be lifted. I don't know. No,
I think they're going to be very good. I also, you're probably going to play this very soon. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll surprise me. I really think that Jameson Williams is
bust.
He's a bust. If he isn't a bust, I'll be really surprised. If he contributes just like a 3rd-round pick would, I'll be very happy. I just cannot believe this guy's going to be a star or worthy of a first-round draft pick as a wide receiver. But what do you say, Stoney?
The signs are not good. That's for damn sure. And look, some of the stuff off the field, I mean, the fireworks, okay, people do that. I got no. I just don't put it on social media.
Yeah, it's dumb.
The worst thing he probably did was like the fan tweet that we want Lamar Jackson. That was pretty.
That was really dumb.
And he didn't look great in that first preseason game. But
no.
Maybe the sitting out thing. Look, we can all agree this rule is just really, really stupid.
Yeah.
And he still should have known it. I'm not absolving him, but maybe sitting out again, maybe the light will click on. You've heard stories from people in Columbus when he was there who kind of somehow predicted this type of thing. So I don't know.
He was so good.
I hope I'm wrong, because the fact is, even that they traded up and didn't take Jordan Davis, and you couple that with they say in Philly that Jalen Carter looks great, and there could be your two defensive linemen for a long time.
Oh, boy.
It looks like Brad Holmes might have made a mistake, but you can't hit on every pick. And maybe he'll grow up. I don't know. But the signs are leaning more towards bust. Yes.
You know what drives me crazy is I watch Alabama whenever I have a chance because I just love that team is always good. Their offense was great. They had a great quarterback, and they had Jamison Williams. I don't ever remember him dropping a pass in college. It seemed to me he had pretty good hands, but he definitely, and I think Dan Campbell even said that, yeah, he's probably going to drop some passes. But did they know that when they drafted him, that he was going to drop a lot of passes?
I don't know. That's the one thing. We had Brad Holmes on from camp, and it's the one question, I said this on our air the other day that I wish I would have asked. Because it was a draft day trade that maybe came out of nowhere, and when you watch the videos that the Lions put out about their draft, and they showed, last year, them, Hutchinson at the combine, in the interview rooms and things like that. A, did they even talk to him? B, did they even vet him out? All of a sudden, oh my God, he's available. Let's go get him. Did they even talk to Nick Saban? I mean, I would assume they did, but I don't. This might have been just like Brad Holmes. Oh my God, he's there. We got to get this talent, and it could bite him in the butt. I don't know.
I just wonder if did he have? He never got in any trouble at Alabama. He didn't seem to have any incidents there, or did he? Did we just not hear about it? Do you know?
No, he didn't. I've heard stories at Ohio State. He wasn't the greatest. Look, he showed he got some adversity because he got beat out by Smith and Jigba, and he was and they had Olave, Garrett Wilson. So, boom, I can't play here. I'm going to transfer. Some people look at that as a weakness. Maybe that was obviously was smart.
Yeah,
he got to Alabama and got the 12th pick of the draft. So, I hope he proves us wrong, but it don't look good right now. That's for sure.
That's interesting though that he couldn't beat those guys out at Ohio State. I mean, that seems like it says something right there. But who knows? We'll find out. I just can't believe he's going to be installed as the starter after a 6-game suspension. He won't, will he be?
Nope, I'm losing you. You still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Stoney? Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check Stoney. Stoney 1 2. Stoney, can you hear me?
Maybe I need the megaphone.
You just cut out. I'm going to walk out.
Stoney 1 2.
It'll be better.
1 2 3.
You hear me?
Paging Mike Stone. Paging Mike Stone. Paging Stoney.
Hello.
Is that better?
Stoney, can you hear me?
Now, can you hear me?
Here. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I was on the megaphone. Hey, did you watch the Tigers game today?
I watched some of it. I didn't. I was a little surprised that our new core 2-3-4 just went down so feebly in that one inning.
Oh, that was sad. The 8th inning. But still, I mean,
you know what? I think there's something here.
I do too.
Do.
And Parker Meadows. This guy is so fast. Kirk Gibson, my friend Kirk Gibson told me that Parker Meadows is the fastest player in the organization. And I was like, oh, come on, Gibby. But he can fly.
I know. That triple he had last night when he, got in, that was pretty good. He made a nice catch. Yeah, he's looking good. And you have, those guys, Carpenter, Torque, Green, who's a little bit of a slump right now.
Yeah.
And you look at the future, and you hope Max Clark in 2 or 3 years maybe is being realistic because he's only 19 now, right? Mm-hmm. And you got the 2 kids, Keith and Malloy down there. They're building a core, and are they going to make the playoffs next year? Doubtful, but in this division, you never know.
Well, Stoney, is it possible that Alavila will be slightly recalibrated as maybe not the worst GM ever after this core, if this core develops?
It's possible. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, it's really strange because no one believed in anything he was doing. But then all of a sudden, Carpenter goes crazy and Scooble. And, I mean, there's quite a few guys that look like they may have a really nice future here. And you have to go, wow, where'd all those guys come from? Well, Alavila drafted them. Now, as free agents, there's no way to quite excuse him for that. He signed some terrible free agents. And I'm wanting to know, and I'm not so sure that they are, I think they've got to sign a couple fairly big money free agents this offseason. But do you think they will?
I think they'll try to get one. I haven't looked at the list, but I've been told the list is not exactly a great crop of free agents this year. So maybe they make a trade for somebody.
I hope so, because they, these young guys.
And the other thing is, what does Eduardo decide to do? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's a good pitcher.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Is he going to opt out and they try to re-sign him for more money, or or does he not like it here? Does he like it? Who the hell knows? That whole situation, even last year and this year, is kind of bizarre.
They've been pretty good to him. I think he should think long and hard before he leaves. And I heard he liked it. I mean, he turned down a trade to Los Angeles, so he must be bearable at least.
Well, he knew there was a hurricane coming. That makes no sense. That just shows you maybe a lack of competitor, or maybe the marital issue they had last year had something to do with somebody in LA. I have no idea.
What about Baez? Are we stuck with him as our shortstop for the next 3 years?
Well, unless he hates it here and wants to opt out and take a chance on getting a lot less money, which I don't anticipate.
There's no way.
But yeah. But here's the other thing. He's got, even if he's here next year, he can't be this bad.
I don't know. He was pretty bad last year too. I mean, last year was a big disappointment. This year is worse. I mean, I suppose he could come around, but
I hope so.
Guys don't generally learn the strike zone at age 31. Now, I am royally impressed with some of the defensive plays he makes. Are absolutely incredible. He's a great base runner too. I mean, really aggressive, really fast.
And look, he gets a lot of shit, and then rightfully so. But the one thing about him is he doesn't dog it. I mean, he runs out every ground out. I mean, he hasn't had that many great moments to be the hot dog that he was. But yeah,
no, I'm excited. Anyway, I'm excited with this core, and I hope they can turn it into something. And Stoney, you're going to be filling in probably 30 weeks a year, 35 weeks a year. Is it that many in the next couple of years?
Probably around 30, I would guess. And I'm still going to do Lions post game with the Hammer, which should be a lot of fun.
On 97.1.
And who knows? Yeah, and
cool.
Who knows? Maybe, I can somehow convince Wojo to do a little once-a-week podcast. That would be very nice.
Well, now, why would that not already have happened?
Well, he has another job.
See, this idea that you would be leaving radio before Wojo strikes me as being very odd, because Wojo seems like the guy that just sort of does it because, I don't know. It just seems like you were more of a guy who truly loves radio, and Wojo was a guy who did it on the side.
Yes.
Yeah, he I think he only works like 20 minutes a day, if that, because of the Tigers and the Red Wings and all that. So he actually hardly ever works.
Then why couldn't he do a podcast?
I think they actually have his first 2-hour show in like 2 months or something like that.
Well, you guys, you should do a podcast. I think you'd get a lot of attention right away just for reuniting, kind of just for that reason, and because you guys were good together, and you probably find it's a lot of fun too. I mean, it's all on you. There's nobody to tell you what to do or what you can't do, or you don't have to ask to do an interview with another podcast.
Jeez.
Probably. The bigger question is how are we going to survive without Riley for the first 3 games?
Ooh.
Of Michigan.
I don't know. It's really weird. I'll be manning the tailgate party. I'm just going to put it that way for now. Dave Sachs will be manning it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
It'd be weird to have not see somebody with, dip and drinks and try to talk to people and we can't understand them. But, we love them to death, and I don't know, hopefully...
no, there's something very odd.
Maybe he'll get married, actually.
I don't know. He seems awfully happy, but we'll have to discuss that. And also, this podcast thing sounds interesting, Stoney. Let's talk about that sometime. But I just wanted to congratulate you on the announcement. I mean, it's an exciting thing, but it's really kind of premature because you're going to be on there for a lot of weeks afterward. But it was nice to see you on the top of the Free Press and the top of the Detroit News. I love seeing a radio guy as a popular story in the day.
Mike Stone, clickbait, Drew. I'm clickbait.
Yeah, there's some funny comments too. Did you read the comments?
No, there's enough on Facebook and Twitter, but I haven't read the comments of the news.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty good at laughing at
All
those,
right.
but I can understand. Stoney, yeah, thanks for the time. It's great talking to you. Let's do it
Thanks.
again.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You bet. See you, Mike.
All right, bye-bye.
Sorry about your dad,
Yeah,
too.
Oh, thank you. 96, good run he had.
Amen. Thanks, Stoney.
Indeed.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Mike Stone. He's got 2 more years.
Wow.
He's got like 60 more weeks. Why are we even talking to this guy?
Because it was top of the news.
Hello! That really cracked me up. I don't know why. I mean, honestly,
Well, now you know.
I'm about
he
to
was busy
record the
golfing.
show. He responds. He knows I'm doing the show, and the hello and the message were like a minute apart.
Hello.
I think that's too fast to put hello. Isn't that a premature hello?
Well, it sounded like he had connection issues, so maybe he sent it a long time ago and it just came over quick.
Does everyone
Or he's
occasionally
impatient.
Does everyone occasionally send a hello, or is that something only certain
No.
people do?
That's gauche.
It sounds like it's only impatient people.
I know it is a sign of impatience. I think he was kind of pumped to come on, actually.
Yeah, but he has to golf and he's in the middle of that, so.
Yeah, busy life.
Busy man,
That morning
retired.
drive thing, though, that is such a bitch. I can't. It's hard to even relate to it now. I've been away from it so long, but it is such a grind.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely.